Hi everybody, this is Bree from Morgan Taylor Salon. Welcome to our channel. We're pretty new here on YouTube still, so if you haven't seen our videos before, welcome. So today I'm cutting my husband's hair. This is him and our son, Austin and Aiden. Austin's hair is super long right now. It's actually the longest it's been since we've been married. So it's definitely time for a haircut. I haven't seen him with this long of hair actually, I think since we were in high school, so it was way past time. So I went ahead and just clipped away the top section. We are doing a little bit of a different style than we normally do for him, and I'm using the Classic 76s from Oster. They do not have the guards, but they have the interchangeable blades. So this is the 2 blade. You use it in the same way that you would use guards if you were putting a number 2 guard on. However, I will say with the blades like this, they definitely get in a lot tighter and get shorter than they do with just the guards. So if someone was using a number 2 blade, I would go up to a 3 guard, and you can always work your way down if you wanted to, but that's what I started with, and now I'm just spraying him down a little bit, and that's why he made a little funny face. That's our owner, Dina, there, taking the bebe. So I just sprayed him down there, and then I'm going to go in with my shears and just blend the rest of the way up. He does, I'm not sure if you can tell from the top being clipped away, but Austin does have quite a bit of texture to his hair. And I find even with people with really straight hair, or, most people, I find this is true, but especially for people with texture in their hair, I feel like it's a much softer look and a much softer grow out when I blend that kind of parietal ridge area with my shears, so my scissors, rather than going up and using my clippers all the way. Now we do have one of our other girls in the salon who does a lot of men's cuts as well, who uses clippers for almost the entire cut, and that's great. It's just really personal preference, and this is what I prefer. So everyone has a different cutting style. There's no right or wrong way. There's a lot of different ways to achieve one look, but this is just my preference. I feel like it's a lot softer for the grow out, and it just looks a lot softer. It doesn't look so blunt, and that goes for any time you're cutting, but for this specific look, I really kind of want it to be messy and undone looking. So that's what the side is looking like. I'm just going in and doing some little detailing now, making sure everything is balanced and even, but it's looking good. So I sprayed down the top, and now I'm gonna start working up there. So you can't really see too much of what I'm doing back there. He's dripping wet. Normally I don't just spray people down the way that I do Austin, but he's my husband, so he gets he doesn't get like the full treatment like everyone else. But I'm just blending the back, the parietal ridge area that we just did, with now going up to the top. So just blended that, and now I'm taking my sections and I'm just cutting the length up top too. So where I was doing shear over comb for the parietal ridge, blending up from the 2 blade where I used the clippers, now I'm doing my shears over my fingers for the top here. So I'm just about done with the length. And then I go in and I kind of cross-check everything, make sure the sides are blending in there, which is what I'm doing right now. Typically, we have always parted his hair on the left and swept it over to the right. But for this style, I'm actually not parting it. So I'm just making sure that everything is going to be laying evenly. No matter where he parts it, it's going to be symmetrical on both sides. So that's what I did there. And then now, like I was saying, I was cross-checking. That's what that is right there. So any long bits or any crazy guys, that's what I'm getting just by cross-checking that. And taking a little extra off of the front so it's not in his eyes like it has been. And I actually do a pretty good amount of men's cuts at the salon. There's, I think, 3 of us at the salon who do take a good amount of men's cuts. Other than that, though, I think about 30% of our clientele are men, like per stylist. That's what's average. And if you have more than that, then that's like you do more than typical. And I think I definitely have more than 30% for sure. So I went ahead and I finished the top there. As far as the length goes, I'm just going in and detailing around his ears, making sure there's no little stray guys hanging out. And then I'm going to trim up his neck a little bit there. And we keep a pretty natural neckline back there. I don't like anything too different than what naturally grows for him, just because it doesn't. I don't think it looks the best, completely changing your neckline all the time. Some people pull it off really, really well, but I think usually if you grow in a more round neckline, keeping that is usually more complementary to your head shape. That doesn't always mean you can't change it, and that's not always true. Some people look really good with it being squared off rather than rounded. And I do actually square Austin's off a little bit. His is kind of funny. It's almost like a point in the back. So I just kind of square off that point there. And now I'm going in with my feather razor actually, and I'm just giving him a lot of texture. So I pulled inspiration actually from Colton from The Bachelor and from Adam Levine on this most recent season of The Voice. I think it's season 16. And he's got like blonde highlights up top. Those two cuts were my inspiration for this cut that I'm doing on Austin right now. And they're both very textured and kind of like the messy undone look, which we haven't really done for Austin before. So that was what I was doing there. And then I just went and got him rinsed off at the bowl, at the shampoo bowl, just so that the loose hairs are not going to be flying around everywhere. And I'm using a liquid pomade in his hair. So it's similar to like a dry pomade that you use, except for it's very, very lightweight. And obviously you put it in your hair wet like how I just did with Austin. And it gives you just a little bit of a hold, but it's still very flexible. So it doesn't get that hard kind of crunchy look. But pomades do typically tend to be on the shinier side as far as the finish goes, rather than like a matte clay or something like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and blow dry that into his hair here. So I'm just finishing up the blow dry now. And I'm not blow drying it any specific way. I'm just kind of letting it be organic. I am mostly blow drying it forward, but I want that top to kind of stick up a little bit. But I'm blow drying like back and forth, more to the right, more to the left, just so that he does kind of, like we were talking about, he normally parts on the left side there. So I kind of wanted to break that a little bit. And now I'm going in with just a little bit of a normal dry pomade and just piecing it out even a little bit more. So that gives it a little more shine and a little more hold there. And then I decided that weight line was a little too heavy for me right on the parietal ridge. So I'm going in with some thinning shears. And I'm only going on the parietal ridge. That's that area that I blended up with my shears. And I was doing shear over comb, blending from those the clippers to the top there. So I just felt like that was a little bit heavy. But now after I went in and took out some weight with my thinning shears, he is just about good to go. Just doing a little bit of detailing. Voila! And that was it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really loved filming this video and getting it ready for you. So if you want to see anything specific, whether it's a haircut or a style, something on ourselves or a client, just comment down below and let us know and we'll get on it. Thanks for watching.